jobs, the people that we're trying to help. So I get excited about both. Yes, it'll be cool to walk into O'Hare one day and go, there's Be-Love. But at the same time, I'm looking at the brother or sister who's behind the, the counter or doing the demos and thinking, wow, it's another family. It's another family that's been touched.
Hi, my name is Kimmy Wei. I'm interested in knowing what was your biggest challenge in terms of your personnel. So, be it training or community perception or any issue at all that you've encountered.
There are a multiplicity of challenges. It's easy to talk about all the fun and good stuff, but yes, there are multiple challenges. But the one that I'll tell you that is most difficult is that I have a 400% turnover rate. And what I mean by that is that in order to scale the business, I'm using a transitional jobs model where we receive subsidies from the city and state, the Illinois Department of Corrections and the city's workforce development, to subsidize the salaries of the men and women that are coming through Sweet Beginnings. And so what that means is that we hire them for 90 days. And some people do criticize a 90-day work experience, but the reality is most of us only have 90 days to prove who we are in any traditional job, because you have a 90-day probationary period. You're going to make it or not. And interestingly enough, all the things that need to manifest tend to do so in those 90 days. You know what I'm talking about. And so what that means is that every 90 days my workforce is changing, so 4 times a year. And that's hard because you have to really put strong systems in place to ensure that there's consistency in the delivery and quality, marketing and sales, customer service, that remains at a certain level even though you're bringing in a new workforce every 90 days. That's one of my biggest challenges.
Good morning. In your opening, you talked about building a sustainable business. Would you share with us, in your model or through your vision, what are the pillars that you see as a sustainable business? What are the key pillars in that sustainability model?
Well, first of all, I think that's a great question because I have wrestled with the definition of okay, someone move it, okay. I have wrestled with the definition of sustainability, and first of all, I would say absolutely profitable, not dependent on government or private funding long term. That's sort of my ideal, those 2 factors. But I'll tell you that I've had to walk back a little bit off of my discomfort with reliance on subsidies for the salaries. And I know that we have team leaders who are not subsidized. We have a general manager that is not subsidized, that our revenues support, that we have our beekeeper, our master beekeeper, who's on our salary, who's a paid employee, who is not subsidized. So really the only folks that are subsidized are those folks that are coming through. But when I think about ADM, when I think about the oil and gas industry, those folks all receive what? Let's get real. They receive subsidies. And so I'm like, I'm okay then for a minute, because the reality is we are directly affecting and addressing in a positive way through a market-driven approach, right, the issue, a social issue. And so if the government wants to help provide a little subsidy to help get some folks up and operating and moving toward independence, that's fine. The idea long-term is that we'll probably always have this transitional jobs component, but that we'll probably have far more full-time employees. The other long-term part of our sustainability plan is, here we go, to pollinate this model across the country. Stay with me. But the idea is there are too many communities like North Lawndale where there aren't economic engines, where there are too many people coming out of prison. As I mentioned in the video, 700,000 people come out of prison. And the one thing that I've learned is that 90% of those people that we lock up will be released. And we don't think about the release part. We think about locking them up. But 90% will return. And so the question becomes, how are we responding to that as a society? I believe Sweet Beginnings can be a solution across the country. It's a means by which to support a family and to move them. So if we come up with this licensed or franchise model, then that's also my definition of sustainability.
We're running short on time. Let's take one last question.
There's a lady who's jumping up and down in the back.
Well, I don't need the mic because I'm loud enough. My name is Valerie Mason Robinson. If you want to purchase some Sweet Beginnings, you can come to my store, Eden Organic.
Valerie, nice.
Treatment. I'm from Chicago too, by the way. I love Sweet Beginnings, so I'm just giving it a big plug. And if you want to get a treatment using these products, our signature treatment is the milk and honey, like the land of milk and honey in the bottle. So if you want to come out, but I would love to see this model duplicated here in New Jersey. You know, there's so many places, Newark, Camden, Trenton, Perth Amboy, heck, New Brunswick too. But I think this is a great product. We've been supporting this since we opened up. If you don't know, Eden Organics is an eco-conscious beauty company and spa. And our goal is to enrich-lives our clients with organic, natural, and eco-friendly products and services. And we're proud to actually partner with companies like Sweet Beginnings to sell products like this.
Let's say this, and pardon me for saying this, but I feel moved to do it. Raise your hand if you've heard of crowdfunding. Crowdfunding. If you haven't heard about it, Google it. People are going to be talking about it throughout the day, I'm sure. But this represents an opportunity where we can help crowdfund for Sweet Beginnings. And here's why. Because when you heard the story about Kelly or the daddy whose children got to see, thank you. When you heard these stories, weren't you proud? You were proud of complete and utter strangers. But you took ownership in their success, didn't you? We all did. I got goosebumps. I've had goosebumps the whole time I've been up here. There's a different form of ownership that transcends venture capital, where it's about the money. It's about having an impact that resonates with your soul. And so it's, whether it's Kickstarter, Indiegogo, Start Something Good, these are different websites that allow for crowdfunding where you essentially say, I want to be a part of her success because I love what that business is doing, even though I will never own a share. And people have raised up to $8 million for one project, for high-tech watches that connect to your iPhone. That's great. I'd be one of the people to buy them because I like that kind of stuff. I'm more interested in this. Does that make sense? So if you don't hear more about crowdfunding by the end of the day, do your research. It's a great opportunity, particularly for wonderful, wonderful social entrepreneurs with enterprises that are so compelling. And with that, I thank you deeply. Thank you.
I want to give you all a little token of our appreciation for coming out and for being the queen bee. Brenda, this is for you. These are there for you from our Social Innovation Institute. Thank you for being our wonderful interview today. We appreciate you and for your hunger as well. Right. Thank you. This is the first conversation today. And we have some more that are planned. So I just want to highlight a few things as we transition to the next segment of the day. Everybody open up their